All right, Cowboys Nation, let's dive into what being a fan truly means. Because this is the core of supporting America's team. You don't need anyone else's approval to validate your loyalty. Whether you're sitting in the stands, watching from home, or following every snap online, your dedication doesn't require justification. There's no need to explain why you bleed silver and blue, why the highs and lows of this team affect your mood, or why you stay committed through thick and thin. Being a fan comes with emotions. Plain and simple, you should feel the frustration, the anger, the disappointment when games slip through our fingers. But that same anger fuels your appreciation when the team triumphs. It's a cycle that sharpens the experience, makes the victory sweeter, and cements the connection between you and the team. Let that feeling resonate. Don't suppress it, but never let it be dictated by what others think or say about your fandom, being swayed by outside opinions. Adjusting your loyalty based on wins or losses, that's soft, that's fair weather behavior. And it has no place in true support, standing tall in the rain, embracing the struggle alongside the team. That is real fandom. You have to own your allegiance completely, independent of approval from anyone else, because validation from outside doesn't reward you. It doesn't affect your loyalty, and it certainly doesn't pay dividends in joy or satisfaction. Looking back at recent games, like the match against the Lions, emotions were high. Everyone wanted revenge, wanted to see redemption after tough losses. And that intensity is part of what makes football so compelling, but even in moments of disappointment, it's critical to understand the bigger picture. Supporting your team isn't about being reactive. It's about being steady, even when outcomes aren't ideal. I reminded myself all week leading up to that game that my responsibility as a fan doesn't waver. Based on the scoreboard, talking smack, predicting plays, feeling that competitive fire, yes, that's part of it. But it's not the defining factor of your loyalty. Weak-minded fans allow themselves to be manipulated by external reactions. But true fans are unshakable. You support through the storm, not just under sunny skies. The same principle applies to how people try to project their frustrations onto others. When you see individuals criticizing the Cowboys not because of strategy or performance, but because of personal bias or negativity in their own lives, recognize it for what it is: irrelevant noise. Their opinions, their validation, their attempts to measure your realism as a fan, none of it has tangible impact on you or the team. Your engagement, your investment, is your own, and it should remain free from external contamination. Turning attention to the coaching and player perspectives. After Week 14's clash with Detroit, there were critical reflections on performance. Brian Schottenheimer discussed the challenges of playing for games in 17 days, noting that the grueling schedule tested the team's endurance and strategy. The defensive line fought hard, but injuries and accumulated fatigue highlighted the difficulty of maintaining peak performance over consecutive matchups. Despite setbacks, there was a focus on controlling what is controllable: execution, preparation, and effort. The recognition that mistakes happen, whether in coverage, tackling, or red zone execution, underscores the complexity of football. It's not just physical, it's mental, strategic, and situational. Adjustments were made mid-game, lessons learned, and the awareness that even the best teams can struggle on the road against formidable opponents provides context for analyzing outcomes. Without letting frustration dominate, fans can take cues from this mentality. There's an element of perspective, understanding that losses don't define the journey, maintaining focus, celebrating incremental progress, and analyzing performance constructively mirrors the professional approach of the players and coaches themselves. In terms of offensive challenges, the offensive line faced immense pressure, particularly against Detroit's pass rush. The performance gap between starters and backups was evident, and it highlighted the importance of depth, skill, and stamina in sustaining competitive play. Quarterbacks endured relentless hits, yet protection schemes and quick decision-making mitigated potential disasters. The coordination between linemen, running backs, and receivers demonstrates the intricate dance of timing and execution necessary to succeed at this level. Turnovers, missed opportunities in the red zone, and explosive plays allowed by the defense collectively influenced the game's result. Each of these elements serves as a reminder of the precision required in professional football, and why fans should appreciate not just the wins, but the effort, the skill, and the strategic complexity behind every snap. Understanding these details enriches the viewing experience, encourages deeper analysis, and fosters a more resilient fan perspective that isn't solely tied to outcomes. Looking at special teams, Coverage on kickoffs and positioning of key players also contributed to field position battles that influenced the flow of the game. Mistakes in execution, whether due to positional adjustments or errors in timing, highlight how even minor lapses can shift momentum. Recognizing these nuances allows fans to engage with the game on a more sophisticated level. This approach moves beyond reactive criticism and embraces a broader comprehension of football strategy, where every position, every snap, and every decision intertwines to form the outcome. Fans who internalize this mindset gain a richer appreciation for the sport, for the team, and for the collective effort that defines each game, reinforcing that loyalty is about understanding and supporting the process, not just celebrating the victories. Equally important is the mental and emotional aspect of the game for the players. Injuries, fatigue, and the pressure of execution weigh heavily, but the team's response, resilience, and continued focus demonstrate professionalism and dedication, even when results are unfavorable. The effort, discipline, and tactical adjustments reflect a commitment that fans can respect and mirror in their own engagement. Observing these elements emphasizes that football is as much about perseverance, adaptation, and grit as it is about scoring touchdowns. Fans can embrace this philosophy, staying engaged and passionate even when the scoreboard doesn't favor the Cowboys, because the journey, the process, and the unwavering support form the true essence of being a loyal member of Cowboys Nation. The media and commentary surrounding the team often amplify narratives, both positive and negative, but discerning fans understand the difference between constructive critique and distraction. Some coverage can inadvertently expose strategic tendencies, shift national focus, or create unnecessary pressure. Recognizing these dynamics allows fans to filter noise, stay focused on meaningful analysis, and retain their own perspective. The key takeaway is to remain grounded in your loyalty, appreciate the nuances of performance, and separate emotion-driven reactions from informed understanding. By doing so, fans develop a mature, resilient approach to supporting the Cowboys that mirrors the professionalism exhibited on the field, reinforcing that true fandom thrives on engagement, comprehension, and unwavering dedication regardless of circumstances. This approach also extends to understanding the significance of incremental improvements in game adjustments and the long-term vision of the team, whether it's protection schemes for the quarterback, adjustments to defensive matchups, or evaluating individual player performance. The complexity of football requires continuous analysis. Fans who internalize these lessons engage more meaningfully with the sport, appreciating that every snap is part of a larger narrative, celebrating effort, acknowledging challenges, and understanding the strategic layers of play. Cultivate a fan perspective that remains engaged, informed, and supportive throughout the highs and lows of the season, embodying the true essence of Cowboys Nation without dependence on outside validation or superficial reactions. The resilience and professionalism displayed by the Cowboys, both on offense and defense, illustrate that football is a game of constant adaptation. Coaches make adjustments, players execute under pressure, and the team collectively navigates adversity to achieve optimal outcomes. By recognizing the skill, discipline, and coordination required to compete at this level, fans gain perspective that transcends the scoreboard. Supporting the team becomes an exercise in understanding, patience, and appreciation for the craft, fostering a fan base that is knowledgeable, passionate, and steadfast. Engagement is no longer merely emotional but informed, providing a foundation for loyalty that is sustainable regardless of temporary setbacks. Fans can also learn from the approach to special teams, the importance of proper positioning, timing, and execution, which directly impact field position and scoring opportunities. Mistakes, however minor they may seem, can dramatically shift momentum, emphasizing the collective nature of football and the interdependence of every role on the field. Appreciating these subtleties elevates fan engagement, promotes informed discussion, and reinforces the understanding that victory and defeat are products of both effort and strategy. Loyalty rooted in comprehension rather than reactionary emotion strengthens the bond between fans and team, aligning the mindset of Cowboys Nation with the professionalism and resilience exhibited by players and coaches. The emphasis on process rather than purely results allows fans to navigate the highs and lows of the season with stability and perspective. Even in challenging matchups, the Cowboys demonstrate adaptability, learning from mistakes, and adjusting strategies to maximize strengths and mitigate weaknesses. Observing this process provides fans with a lens through which to interpret games more holistically, encouraging a balanced perspective that appreciates both performance and outcome. By embracing this philosophy, supporters cultivate patience, resilience, and an informed passion that mirrors the commitment of the team itself, reinforcing the idea that true fandom is about dedication, understanding, and unwavering support across every circumstance. The connection between effort, execution, and outcome highlights that football is a game of details, coordination, and decision-making. Fans who recognize this, who engage with the strategy, the adjustments, and the nuances, develop a deeper appreciation for the complexities of professional football. This mindset enhances the viewing experience, promotes informed discussion, and strengthens loyalty rooted in comprehension rather than transient emotion. By internalizing these lessons, fans become part of a community that values dedication, insight, and persistent support, embodying the spirit of Cowboys Nation through knowledge, engagement, and passion for the team in every facet of play. The Cowboys' approach to adversity, performance, and improvement sets a standard that fans can mirror in their engagement, respecting the process, analyzing performance critically, and maintaining unwavering support regardless of outcomes cultivates a fan base that thrives on informed loyalty, understanding that every play, every adjustment, and every decision contributes to the broader narrative of the season reinforces a mature perspective on fandom. This approach encourages fans to appreciate the depth of football, celebrate effort, and maintain dedication, embodying the core values of Cowboys Nation as a resilient, informed, and passionate community that supports the team through every triumph and setback. Football is a game that moves at a relentless pace, filled with split-second decisions and countless variables, from player health and stamina to strategic adjustments that unfold in real time. Watching the Cowboys navigate these challenges is a lesson in perseverance and adaptation. Even when the scoreboard isn't in our favor, the effort on display, the coordination of players across offense, defense, and special teams, and the tactical insights applied by the coaching staff all contribute to a broader narrative. Understanding this narrative gives fans a richer perspective, one that values process as much as outcome, and encourages a form of engagement that is both passionate and informed. It's not just about celebrating the touchdowns or lamenting a loss. It's about seeing how each decision, each play, and each adjustment reflects the professionalism, preparation, and commitment of the team. Before we roll on, subscribe to Cowboys Wire News, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Your support keeps the Dallas Cowboys updates coming. Tell us what you think in the comments. Dallas Cowboys fans might want to buckle up because the rumor mill is running hotter than ever. Sources close to the team suggest that quarterback Dak Prescott has issued a stunning ultimatum. If a certain high-profile player joins the Cowboys, Prescott is prepared to walk away. While details are scarce and the identity of the incoming player remains shrouded in mystery, insiders claim that tensions behind the scenes have reached a boiling point. Prescott, who has been the face of the franchise for years, has reportedly made his feelings crystal clear to team management. The whispers circulating suggest that this is not just about roster changes, it's about locker room dynamics, leadership, and the culture Prescott has helped build in Dallas. Fans are speculating endlessly, with social media lighting up with theories about who the player might be and what this could mean for the future of the team. Some analysts are framing this as a potential turning point for the Cowboys. Prescott's career has been marked by consistency and loyalty, but the idea of him departing under any circumstances has sent shockwaves through the fanbase. Could this ultimatum be a negotiating tactic? Or is it a genuine reflection of a fracture within the organization? Either way, the message seems to be loud and clear. Prescott is not willing to compromise on certain principles, and he's ready to make a bold stand. Meanwhile, team executives are reportedly scrambling to address the situation quietly, trying to avoid a full-blown media frenzy. Yet, the rumor has already ignited debate among fans, former players, and sports commentators alike. What would the Cowboys look like without their star quarterback? And would the potential arrival of the mysterious player justify such a dramatic move? These are questions nobody seems to have answers to yet. As the speculation grows, one thing is certain: the Dallas Cowboys are at the center of one of the most talked about sagas in recent NFL memory. Whether Prescott stays or goes could define the team's trajectory for years to come. For now, the city, the fans, and the league are left to wonder just who is the player that could push Dak Prescott to the edge. And how will this drama shape the next chapter of Cowboys football? That's a wrap from Cowboys Wire News. For breaking Cowboys updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Tell us your take in the comments.